Hey, my name's Tippy, and I closed my 3 shops. Might be a little rusty at this. It's been a while since I filmed. So, yeah, like the title says, I closed down my 3 shops. Usually usually my opening is, "Hey, my name's Tippy, and I run 3 online shops, and then I name them." But yeah, I am no longer a small business owner. Oh my God, I forgot to say, I cut my hair off. Yeah, that's another thing that I did. It's all gone. I was tired of bleaching it constantly because, the pink. I was tired of dyeing it, and I'm tired of doing it. And I actually like short hair better than long hair. And I kept trying to grow it out just so I could say I grew it past 2 years because I've never grown it past 2 years. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to keep it short for a while. So on to the rest of the video. I had 3 shops. I had That Anxious Artist, which was an Etsy shop where I sold my art on different merchandise. I did sublimation. I had keychains, not postcards, greeting cards, art prints, mugs, just like a bunch of other stuff, mouse pads, t-shirts, the whole thing. And then I had That Baby Witch, which is where I sold my witchy products. I had manifestation boxes, herb necklaces, herb earrings, sigil prints, sigil talismans, just like a bunch of witchy things. And then I had That Pride shop, which was, did I say that? Okay, so That Baby Witch was an Etsy shop. And then I had That Pride shop, which was a Shopify store. And I owned the domain for this, and this was a completely legal business. I remitted sales tax for this every quarter. And I did like Pride flag based products. So I would sell multitude of Pride flags on a bunch of products. So I sold Pride flags on greeting cards, art prints, keychains, mouse pads, mugs. For a while I was doing sweatshirts and t-shirts. I think that's all I had. Chokers. I had Pride flag chokers. So just a bunch of stuff. And yeah, I no longer have those. I still legally own That Pride shop, like the name. I still have to remit sales tax every quarter, except it's 0, so I don't have to remit anything because I haven't sold anything because the website is now on hiatus. I do still own the domain name, but I put a pause on the Shopify store, so I'm not paying the full price for Shopify. It's just on like the pause mode, which is like $9 a month, which I'm okay with paying until I completely decide what I'm gonna do with that. But the other ones, I just took everything off the Etsy shops. So the art shop no longer has anything on it. The witch shop no longer has anything on it. I also had an Etsy shop for the Pride shop in addition to the Shopify store. That also no longer has anything on it. And then, like I said, my website, which is thatprideshop.com. When you go to it, it's just like a landing page, and it just has a message about the shop being closed down. And that's the first closed down message I did. I did do a second one that I only put on my Instagram, but it's not on the shop page. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. So let's get the reasons out of the way. Let's do the little ones first. So first of all, number one, which I know everyone's wondering, I was not making the amount of sales that I wanted to make in any of the shops. I felt like I was putting in a lot of effort, like all my free time was going towards owning 3 shops. In addition to the 3 shops, which I probably should have said before, I also had an Instagram for all 3 of them, and I had this YouTube, I had a witchy YouTube, and I had an art YouTube. I did end up shutting the art YouTube down months prior to shutting down the shop. But yeah, so I had a lot going on. Also, I have a 9 to 5, so I have a full-time job in addition to owning the 3 other side hustles, so to speak. So like I said, one of the main reasons was that I was not making the amount of sales that I wanted in all of the shops, especially for the amount of effort that I was putting out. I was putting like a lot of energy and effort and time into the designs, the website, advertisement, just like everything. It was just so much for one person because I did this all solo. I handled everything, all 3 shops, all 3 designs, all 3, like I had to come up with everything basically. And with That Baby Witch, everything was handmade. That Anxious Artist, obviously I had to create the art to put on the products. And in That Pride shop, I had to design literally everything, and I had 15 flags. So for every product I made, I would have to design 15 of them. And it became a lot of work, and I was not receiving, like, I guess, the response that I wanted into the amount of work I was putting out, especially because I also had a full-time 9 to 5. But what really jump-started me closing down the shops, and I feel like this was a long time coming because, like I said, I shut down the art YouTube first, and then after that, I had like an ongoing message about closing down the witch shop. I don't think it had been closed the last time I posted anything on this, but I was in the process of closing it. I was just planning on selling off everything I had. After everything was sold, I was going to close it down. I do still own the domain names for that Baby Witch and that Anxious Artist. They don't have websites set up for them, but I'm just putting it out there. What is going on? I do still own the domain names for all 3 shops. They just don't have any shops attached to them. Yeah, I did shut down the art YouTube, and then I shut down the Witch shop, but I still had the Witch YouTube and I still had the art shop. So I feel like this was a long time coming because it was like done in stages, but I finally have nothing besides this, which we're gonna see where this channel goes, if it goes anywhere. You get the zoomies? So what kind of jump started this was that I had to start a new medication. And there'll be a whole other separate video on that because I did one when I started Zoloft on the art page, but we'll do a separate one for the new one, but that's a while coming. So I started a new medication and it hit hard. I was prepared to deal with all of the side effects, but whoa, it hit hard. So I was like forced to take a break. But let me just backtrack a little bit. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this in a while, okay? So let's backtrack a little bit. Before I started the medication, I did put my Pride shop on pause because I felt like it was just too much. Like I said, I was doing too much. And what I wanted to do was go back to being a print-on-demand shop. So I was doing everything myself. I have the equipment to make and ship and sell everything. So that's what I was doing in all of my shops. I used to have a print-on-demand company that I used, which was Printful. I disconnected it. I started doing everything myself. I was shipping out everything myself, making all the products myself. I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. So I was going to go back to doing print on demand. So I shut down the shop for a little while I reconfigured everything. That means I had to take all the products off and re-put them all back on using Printful. Now I have a lot of products in my shop. So I knew that that was going to take a while. So I wanted to shut down the shop and then revamp it and then reopen it up being a strictly print on demand shop. And that is the last message that I put on the shop landing page. So if you go to thatprideshop.com, that is the message that you'll see that I'm reconfiguring my shop to make it a print on demand shop because I was taking on too much and I needed to take on less work. While I shut down the shop and while I was planning on reconfiguring, I hadn't even got the chance to reconfigure anything yet. I attached Printful back to my shop, but I didn't do anything. And then I started the new medication. So now we're back to where I was. So I started the new medication. Like I said, it hit hard and I was like forced to take a break. It has been years since I've done like nothing when like just relaxed. I have had a business for many years. I think I started That Baby Witch, which wasn't That Baby Witch at first. It was called like Handmade Everything, and the E in made and the E in everything shared, the letters. There was only one E in the middle, so it was Handmade Everything. And that was an Etsy shop. And that's basically what That Baby Witch was before it turned into That Baby Witch. It was Handmade Everything. And that I started, I want to say in like 2013, around there, but I was selling my art before then. So that's been years that I've had a shop. So it's always been something. I've always been creating and making and selling and advertising and like always doing something. And so for the first time in years, like I would come home from work. I even took some days off work. I was just relaxing. I was watching shows. I was reading. I was just, relaxing. I wasn't coming home from a full-time day of work and then working some more of my own side hustles. So I was like, whoa, this is nice. I get to relax for the first time in my life. And that was number one, the thing that changed. And when I took that break, it kind of forced me to deal with a lot of things that I was like ignoring because for once I wasn't like go, 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 sell, 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 advertise and like in go mode the entire day. So when I was forced to take that break, it like forced me to realize that I don't really enjoy doing all of that. Not that I don't enjoy having a shop, because I did. I thought having a shop was cute and nice and fun, and I did enjoy that part. I enjoy making the products, not making them, okay. I enjoy creating things. Like I enjoyed making art, and I enjoyed coming up with the ideas for the designs for the Pride shop, but I did not like selling them. I did not like physically making the shops for the Pride shop, which is why I was going to go back onto a print on demand, and I hate being like a salesperson. So I don't know why I thought this was a good thing to get into in the first place. I think I was just trying to break out of like my time being something that can be used against me, kind of, like when you work for someone, you kind of have to do what they say they want you to do with your time. And so I wanted to like break away from that. I think I was trying so hard to get out of the position that I was in that I was just like, I'm going to take on all the things and I don't care about the consequences. But it caught up. So yeah, I was forced to realize that that's not really something that I enjoy doing. I don't like selling things to people. I don't like advertising. Oh my gosh, I hate advertising and marketing and just all of that whole world. I hate it. And I've always hated it. I hate being in sales. I'm in sales right now on my 9 to 5 and I hate it. I hate selling things to people. And so I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I should have known that this was gonna, come. But yeah, I was forced to like recognize that I don't actually like doing this. And then another thing that I realized while I was taking the break, and me and my sister were talking a lot, is like, this is not the position I want to be in. I don't want to have a side hustle in order to like afford the life that I want. And I don't want like an extravagant lifestyle. Like live in a studio apartment, I would like to be able to afford a 1 bedroom and pay my car insurance and my car note, which I don't have yet, by the way, but I will. But I would like to be able to do those things comfortably and still be able to just like live without being like, oh my gosh, let me check my account. Do I have enough money to survive this week? Like I don't want to have a side hustle in order to not do that. That was a lot in one sentence. So I think I finally realized that like, I just want to have a job that pays well. And in order to do that, which is super annoying because it's like I'm forced into doing things that I really would rather not do just so I can get to where I want to be. So right now I have an associate's in business, which was a stupid decision. Oh my gosh, who let me get a degree in business? Like, this is the stupidest degree. So I have a degree in business, but I want to go back and get my master's or bachelor's or master's, probably master's in accounting. I like numbers. I like the organization. Like I like all of that. That's fun to me. I liked my accounting classes when I took them for my associate's degree. So that's the plan. And so that way I'll be able to just make enough money or what, hopefully without having to have a side hustle. Like I would just like to have a job that pays a living wage without having to have a side hustle that also monopolizes all of my time. It's like I have a 9 to 5 right now. And also I had the side hustles and I was like not where I wanted to be then either, but I also had no time to do anything else. So what was the point, The point of that was to like get my time back. And I had even less of it. And this is I am in no way telling people quit their businesses because if that's what you like to do it. But for me personally, it was just not it because I don't enjoy selling things to people. It's not a position I want to be in and I don't like it. It stresses me out and I'm like, I don't want to be here. I was not built to be a salesperson. For some people, that's what they like and they're good at it and they're great at it and that's good for them. But for me, I just can't be that person. What I really wish is that I could create the products that I want. Like if in my ideal world, okay, I would be able to be a full-time artist, which means, and in my ideal world, the way this would look is I would create my art. The people that like my style of art would somehow magically find it, purchase it, and I could just live off of that without constantly having to be in like sell mode and having to think about all the things I want to monetize, So that would be an ideal world for me, but that's not the real world. And I think I need to be brought down to earth a little bit and stop living in la la land. So to like jump off of that, what I just said, another thing I realized while I was on this break is that I really don't enjoy trying to monetize every little thing that I enjoy, So it's like I'm into crafting, witchcraft and all of that. And so I was like, oh, monetize this, find a way to sell it. Let's start a YouTube channel for it. Let's start a shop for it. Every little thing that I had learned, I was like trying to find a way to sell it. And that's not what I wanted to do, which is why I shut down the witch shop first. I did realize that first. And I was like, this is not the area I want to be in with this part of my life. So I'm going to shut this shop down and we'll figure out what I'm going to do in the future. But yeah, I realized that for all the other aspects of the shops too. Because as much as I want to say I wasn't in a place where I was like trying to create the art that people would like, I definitely was there. So in the beginning, it was mostly stuff that I liked. And then it started turning into, oh, what will people like? And I started trying different gimmicks and trying different things. And like, what do people like? And I was like, art is supposed to be the thing that I enjoy. It's like my number one hobby that I like. It just calms me down. I don't want to be in a position where I'm trying to like sell that to people. I just don't want to do that. So I was basically in a position where the thing that I liked the most was like not fun anymore because I was always trying to find a way to sell it and like what do people like versus what do I like. And I never created something that I didn't like, but it's not like I was creating stuff just for me. I was creating it for the consumption and the hope that someone else would want it, And so I actually haven't created anything in like 2 months, I think, because I just needed a break. After doing that for so long, I need time to like settle down. And then I'll start creating again when I feel like I'm in a place where I'm not going to be like, do people like this? Which I feel like I am now, just not very inspired right now. So yeah. It's coming. But that's something I never wanted to be in a position of like wanting to monetize every single hobby that I had. And I definitely got there, especially owning 3 shops. Like I can't say I didn't get there. I literally had 3 shops. What was wrong with me? So yeah, that's basically it. I learned that small business owning is not the place that I want to be because I don't live in an ideal world. I live in the real world. And so that's where I need to come back to. And I don't feel like I gave up. I feel like I'm like letting go and moving on. And I feel like I have a plan in place that I'm happy with. I think I'll go back to school next semester, next year, which will be like September next year, because I'm planning on moving, so I want to be moved before any of that happens. And it'll be all online because obviously I still need to have a 9 to 5 because I gotta live. So it'll be all online, and I think that is what my plan will be. And I just want my personal time to be my personal time again. And then that kind of led me into like, dang, I'm giving into capitalism, but like you can't fight capitalism with capitalism. So having 3 side hustles was not doing anything to fight capitalism. I was just basically trying to like get my own time back while still giving it to capitalism. So it's like it doesn't really compute. The gist of it is I'm happier now. I feel like I'm in a way better place. If you can't tell, I can tell. I'm also good at faking being like fine, so maybe no one knew, but so much happier now. The medication's also helping with that also. I feel much more clear-headed. I feel like I can relax for the first time in years, which has been great. And I don't feel the pressure to like constantly be doing something. Like something always needs to be done. Like, no, I don't have to be constantly productive. I can literally just relax. I'm tired of being like in go mode 24/7. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And overall, I'm happy with the decision. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this channel. I'm in the space now where I'm like, I want to just relax. I'm tired of like trying to make it as an influencer. Like that's not what I want to do anymore. I just want to take control of all the things that I felt like I had other people, not other people like that I know, but just like in a sense I had like other people kind of leading. I don't know. If I'm not making sense, I'm sorry. I just wanted to take control back. Like I'm tired of being like, I have to post this and I have to do that and I have to do this and I need to stay on this schedule and I need to do this. Like I don't want to do that anymore. I feel like, you know what it is? I've said this to someone before. I feel like free, like, oh, I feel free now. I don't have to worry about anything anymore now that I've like stopped trying to make it. So yeah, I feel free. So yeah, that's all. Bye. Let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Maybe I'll do like a follow-up if there's any questions for like the 9 people that watch this channel. Okay, bye.